Welcome to our presentation. We are from Xavier Institute of Management, Bhubaneswar, and we will be delivering a short presentation on sustainable practices across industry. We would focus on the industry, diamond cutting, jewelry, and precious metals. So, our topic for the presentation is sustainability in diamond cutting, jewelry, and precious metal. This presentation has been prepared by and will be presented by Aman Purohit, Ronak Avlani, Rahul Jaina, Rajat Agrawal, and Rashmi Gupta. Before going into the topic, we will study what are the strategic objectives which can be gained by introducing sustainability in the business. So it can be divided into two broad categories. What are the benefits to the bank and what are the benefits to the world? The benefits of the bank are sustainable business operation. By introducing sustainability in the operation of their business, the bank will lead to more sustainable practices and innovation in the system. And clients' interest, center stage, and sustainable relationship will also improve because of sustainability. We move on to the better aspect of sustainability, that is better world, by introducing sustainability. So, what are the main header among these points? Sustainable finance and investment services. Because of sustainability, the finance system will move toward greener economy and green bonds will sustain and improve the financial system. And it will also lead to better financial expertise for the benefit of the society. And among this, sustainability will inspire and engage the people in order to attain what greater efficiency in the system.
Now moving on to the sustainability in the diamond cutting processes, we can see the clear impact in three major areas which are economic, social and environmental impacts. Firstly, discussing about the social impacts, there is a lot of child labor, unwanted labor, forced labor involved in the diamond cutting processes. It is noteworthy that over 90% of the rough diamond cutting takes place in India. Nextly, the economic impact. There's a lot of blood money involved, money laundering that is involved with the diamond cutting and rough diamonds, which, if sustainable practices are used, can be seen to be effective in reducing the economic harm that the diamond cutting industry has. Also, the environmental impact, such as the soil pollution, air pollution, water pollution that diamond extraction and diamond cutting causes, can be reduced if we work towards the sustainability in the diamond sector. Now, there are a few rules and regulations that have also been established in this sector, which are the UN Guiding Principles on Business and Human Rights, the UK Bribery Act, Foreign Corrupt Practices Act, Kimberley Process Certification Scheme, which will be discussed in greater details in the like upcoming slides, and the EU regulation on integrated reporting.
Here we have discussed what are the certifications which are applicable in this field. First, we will start with the certification called SA 8000. This is not particularly related with the field, but it has application for this field. So, what is SA 8000? It is the world's first auditable social certification standards for decent workplaces. Based on the UN Declaration of Human Rights, conventions of the ILO, UN, and national law. Objective is to create a common measure for social performance. It measures what are the social aspects which the job offers and the security aspects of the job. If the industries do not adhere to these standards, then they are eligible for sanctions to be granted by this committee if they go for this kind of certification. Next is OHSAS 1801. It is also kind of certification which is based on the safety environment of the industry. It is an occupational health and safety assessment series for health and safety management systems. To help an organization to control occupational health and safety risk are some of its objective. It was developed as a response to widespread demand for recognized standard in this particular field. Next, we will look at KPCS, Kimberley Process Certification Scheme. It was it imposes extensive requirements on its member to enable them to certify shipments of rough diamonds. It basically puts an end to the trade and supply of blood diamonds. Participating states must meet the minimum requirement which are mentioned in the scheme. They must be put in place national legislation and institution to control and measure the system. It is an international shipments of rough diamonds must be accompanied by a KP certificate, otherwise it should not be eligible for trade. Now we will look at what are the external initiatives which are particular to a single company. One such practice is our of best practice principle of DBRs, which are called BPP. This is a biggest company in the diamond trade, and it has developed its own certification scheme. The BPP is an industry initiative aimed at advancing ethical practices throughout the diamond value chain to address social, employment, business, health, and safety and environment issue throughout the diamond pipeline. DBS launched the BPP assurance program in 2005, making compliance to the standard a contractual condition of supply to DBS customers and a requirement for all entities within the group. Next is the RJC, which is the Responsible Jewelry Council. Promotes responsible practices throughout the value chain. The RGC aims to harmonize other standards through the RGC certification system. RGC members commit to and are independently audited against the RGC Code of Practices. The Code of Practices addresses human rights, labor rights, environmental impact, mining practices, product disclosures, etc.
The next external initiative that we are going to discuss is the WDC, or the World Diamond Council. So the primary objective of the World Diamond Council is to control the trade in diamonds that are restricted by the United Nations or covered by the Kimberley Process Certification Scheme. It has established a system of warranties which extends the effectiveness of the Kimberley process beyond the export and import of rough diamonds. It assists the Kimberley process by managing the resources of the diamond industry to provide financial, technical, and other support. The next external initiative is taken up by the World Jewelry Confederation, or CIBJO. It represents the interests of all the individuals, the organizations, and the companies earning their livelihoods from jewelry, gemstones, and other precious metals. It essentially covers the entire industry from the mine to the marketplace. Moving on, the next external initiative is that of Solidarity and the project partner Minera Yanakova SAC, or MYSAC. So the Solidarity and the MYSAC established a unique partnership for the Responsible Jewelry Council certification at MySAC, and it aims to promote better practices among the artisan miners.
Barbara Michelle Jacobs follows sustainable practices in the jewelry industry. They source fair trade stones. Although fair trade is not yet a well defined term in the jewelry industry, they make every effort to verify that our sources promote worker well being while supporting the local economy and community. Responsible sourcing is an important issue, and the firm is determined to keep raising the bar. The organization firmly believes that jewelry should not come at high environmental and social costs. Sustainable practices in the precious metals industry. How can mining become sustainable? Reducing inputs like water and energy through innovative water conservation practices, energy efficient technology, and renewable sources of energy. Reducing land disruption, reducing overall footprint of the mining area, minimizing the amount of water waste produced and stored, maintaining biodiversity by transplanting or culturing any endangered plants found on site, planning mines around existing infrastructure where possible, and biomining. Reducing output, using cleaner production techniques, environmental control technologies, using waste as raw material, and reducing the amount of waste produced through process reengineering. Preventing arid rock drainage. Storing waste rock underwater, flooding and sealing underground mines, mixing acid producing materials with acid buffering materials, covering waste rock, and chemical treatment of sulfide waste. Restoring mine sites. Mine site reclamation and closure activities aim to restore land disturbed by mining activities to an acceptable state for reuse by people or ecosystems. Examples of companies following sustainable mining practices. Dundee Precious Metals. They have identified following sustainable development goals: attempt to comply with international best practices in environmental management, improvement in facility performance, design and operational safety, continued alignment of community grants with key sustainability projects, continued integration of community sustainability projects into normal mining operations, further development of company-wide standardized management system, move towards international standards for reporting in HSE and CSR areas of business, and waste management. They recognize that their goals and those of the communities in which they operate can be aligned to create mutual and lasting benefits. They are committed to developing and operating business that is financially sustainable in the long term, consistent with goals of the communities and countries in which it is hosted and operates. Another example is that of Barry O'Neill. They use 100% reclaimed precious metals derived from recycled jewelry or industrial materials, and they follow Fairmine Gold certification to certify that gold has been ethically extracted by miners who are certified under the Fairmine standard. This means that they are paid fair wages, work in a safe environment, and mine on a small, environmentally conscious scale. Another initiative is the Initiative for Responsible Mining Assurance. IRMA is designing a responsible mining assurance system and expects to begin certifying mine sites in 2017 so that companies can support the mining of minerals and metals that is consistent with healthy communities and environment.
These are some of the references which we used during preparing for the presentation and documentation of our presentation. We reviewed almost all of the references word by word, and some of the references are ASME diamond cutting code rules, diamond cutting design and analysis by Bickel rules, mining engineering failure analysis, accidents in polishing of metals, hazards awareness by Temilad Lodokun, Farhad Nabhani and Sara Zai, WCE 2010 referendum which happened in London, UK, Sustainable Design and Analysis by Macmillan London, authored by Bickel, MB and Ruiz. We hope that you liked our presentation, and we thank you for your patience during our presentation, and stay sustainable.